I'm Ryan Newman, and since I started with Indiana Donor Network and Driven to Save Lives, I found out that some people think that they can't be an organ donor. The truth is, anyone can sign up to be an organ donor.
Anyone?
Anyone?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. Anyone can sign up to be an organ donor. So don't count yourself out because somebody's counting on you. Go to driventosavelives.org and sign up today.
But my heart's going to you, Ryan.
Love that shirt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another night of iRacing action here on the National Racing Network, where tonight it will be the stars and cars of the iRacing Silver Crown Cup, coming to you from the late, great Myrtle Beach Speedway. Myrtle Beach, literally right outside of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, a place where Jody Ridley still holds the track record, going way back to the early 1990s, over 101 miles an hour for the lap time around this place. Just crazy fast. Quite frankly, some of the super lates that they ran here later on and all put up some pretty monster laps as well. But tonight we're going to see the Silver Crowns take to this, I'm going to say flat-ish kind of speedway here, as we are getting ready for qualifications to head out on to the speedway. And let's pick up Mr. Derek Love. Well, let's see. There he is. In the Street Side Classics number 2. D-Love going to be first up on the board, 17.401, 0.3 of a second up, 17.306 for lap number 2 for Derek Love. Brandon Buckberger coming around to complete his qualification run. Let's pick up Vic Aldrich in the Team Watson Racing setups. Dizzy V Designs at number 98. Good looking paint scheme there. James Watson second quick, only 84 thousandths of a second back. Zach Evans checking in the comments. Is that SRX champion Ryan Newman? Yes, it is. Let's pick up the one of Tracy Petter. The Race EPI.com number 1. Petter's first lap going to be only 15th quick, 18.072, 18.072 seconds. The entire field separated by 3/4 of a second as it stands right now. Off at turn number 4, lap number 2 on the board for Petter, and it will be quick time, 17.220, 17.220 seconds. He is going to be almost a full 10th up, but let's pick up your points leader. Off at turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. The Team Watson Racing setups number 3 belonging to Thomas Lewandowski. Lewandowski's second lap, good for 4th quick. He's going to start outside of row number 2. 17.533 seconds, the lap timer record for Lewandowski, as we now pick up Josh Batista. He will come around. Lap number 1 is on the board, 18.157 seconds. Again, only going to be good enough for 17th quick. My goodness, does that paint scheme look absolutely spectacular here under the lights at Myrtle Beach. Lap number 2 for Batista will be second quick, 17.242 seconds. Only 22 thousandths off the quick time. And with a minute and a half left, we still have 6 cars that have not gotten out onto the racetrack. Robert Reynolds, Derek Watson, Steve Costley, Ben Carswell, Seth Persiaka, Persiaga, excuse me, and Josh Tharp in the 23. Single split of 23 cars here this evening. Still, I mean, plenty of time with 60 seconds remaining. Seeing M. McCullen checking in the comments here. This is looking like a healthy field. Yes, it is. Now, as we're down to 40 seconds remaining, though, you're going to have to get out there and hustle up if you want to get even one lap in the books, and it looks like we will not get anybody else out onto the racetrack. Thank you, everybody that is checking in here in the comments and hanging out with us here on the YouTube feed. We appreciate you. Enjoy the show here as we are down to 10 seconds remaining and qualifications are over. Tracy Petter will claim the pole position here tonight. Tracy, only 6 starts thus far this season. Now, well, I guess it would be 7 starts here tonight. And this will be his 3rd pole position, so almost a 500 batting average for Tracy Petter. Average start of 5th, average finish of 8th for Tracy on the season. As we'll get the wide look up here and we'll get ready to show you tonight's starting grid. "90 laps will be the distance for the Silver Crowns here this evening, and on the pole will be the RaceEPI.com Alpine Stars #1 of Tracy Petter. Lining up to his outside will be the Ream #20 of Josh Batista. Road #2, the Streetside Classics #2 of Derek Love. Derek out of Charlotte, North Carolina, driving for DLR. Lining up next to James Watson in the Team Watson Racing setups. National Racing Network #39. James out of the very mediocre state of Ohio. I guess by California, maybe. He might get cranky if I don't say that. Starting inside of row #3 will be the #3 of Thomas Lewandowski. Your current points leader, having an absolutely incredible season. 15 starts, 8 wins, 14 top 5s, 7 poles, and only 8 incidents on the season. Lewandowski with a big points lead as we get down into, I guess this is week number 11 now? Oh my goodness, week 11 of 12. Lining up on the outside will be the #4 National Racing Network Driven to Save Lives entry of Brandon Buckberger. Row #4, Jeffrey Stanton of the Big Evil Designs, Napa Auto Parts, Rockwell, North Carolina, #94. Lining up alongside of the 16 of Vic Aldrich. Dizzy V Designs and Team Watson Racing setups on the side of his machine. Zach Scott Nicky in the TWRS Race Day CT ZAS Designs #44. Pretty excited. We're going to have Zach doing up a whole bunch of paint schemes for the NRN cars here. We're looking forward to seeing and debuting those over the next few weeks. Brett Elmore lining up on the outside of the 5th row. Brian Elmore, Joe Gauthier on row #6. Row 7 will have Aaron Eads. Aaron? Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm killing your name, buddy. Jason Steinhurst, Scott Holder, and Jacob Dunn. And, well, quite frankly, a whole bunch more cars here. We'll tell you all about them as the field is off at turn #4. Green flag goes in the air. We are underway here at Myrtle Beach. It's a great start for Tracy Petter into turn #1. D-Love having to look inside of Josh Batista off at 2. Batista able to clear down the back straightaway. James Watson holds on right there. Everybody kind of single file-ish. Look a little bit further back. Brian Elmore doing some battling here. Looks like that's going to be the 14 of Jacob Dunn. This battle happening a little bit further back in the pack. Slide you up towards the front. James Watson almost catching up on D-Love. A little bit further back, though, here, Brandon Buckberger and Jeffrey Stanton battling it out. Actually, correct me on that. Buckberger and Lewandowski fighting for the 5th position. Stanton's going to be the car that's just back behind. Hearing a little bit of sliding in turns 1 and 2. Top 4, single file, not so. Back for the 5th position. Buckberger able to hold the inside line back to turn number 1. This sort of D-shaped-ish track, I guess you could say. Off of turn number 4, things straighten out. And then you kind of make a left. It's a short run, and then another big left into turn 1. Short straight. Oh, we got one car stopped down on the front straightaway. Looks like that's going to be Aaron Eads. Also, Derek Watson possibly having an issue here. Let's take a look here at the NRN instant replay. See if we can tell what happened here a little bit further back in the pack to the number 18 machine. Oh man, car just got loose down to the inside of the racetrack. Able to keep it off the wall, but here's where we start to get into trouble. The rejoin is dicey, and that's going to bring out the caution flag as the leaders come back around. So now we'll go back to the live look, and Tracy Petter holding on to the race lead over Josh Batista, Derek Love, James Watson, and Thomas Lewandowski. And McCullen checking in. I can't believe the Bizzler blew this off, cut his pay. We can't do that. It's his birthday. Oh, I think tomorrow or the next day or whatever is his birthday. He's out celebrating is the point. Happy birthday, Bizzle. I know you're not going to watch this or see it, but if you want to contribute to the Bizzle Birthday Fund, the super chats are down there up on the screen, or the super thanks if you're doing the watch back. And McCullen, definition of an iRacing rejoin there. Yeah, but there was one in the real world too in the GT Americas race at Road America this weekend. So that stuff happens in the real world too. I don't know that we can hold this to just the iRacing fandom community. We mentioned the point standings a little bit here. Thomas Lewandowski sitting on 1544. Second place, Brandon Buckberger, quietly having a very nice season. 10 starts, 7 top 5s, average finish of 5th, 25 laps led on the season, 1,395 points. Buckberger having a nice season. It's just not going to cut it when Thomas Lewandowski is doing the crazy things he's been doing all season. And Buckberger only holding a 35-point lead over Josh Batista in 3rd. And it's 85 points to Derek Love in the 4th position. Things are not settled yet here at the front of this field in terms of the point standings outside of position number 1 anyway. Jeffrey Stanton holding on to 5th at 1220. James Watson at 1181. Only about 40 or so points back. Correct my math here. Tell me I'm an idiot in the comments, but as the pace car is in, field is getting ready to go back to green flag racing. Single file restart. It's going to be a pretty good one for Tracy Petter, but Josh Batista only going to be a car length and a half back as they get to turn number 1. Let's see if we can do something here. Let's blow up Bizzle's email box. Send your birthday wishes and your hate mail to Bizzle at nationalracingnetwork.com. Battle between the top 2 going to be only a car length and a half as they get to turn 1 that time by. New fastest lap of the race belongs to Tracy Petter at a 17.287. A little bit further back, Buckberger again having the look inside of Lewandowski. This time it's going to have Jeffrey Stanton and Zach Scott Nicky there. How about Scott Nicky with a nice early run? Getting that racedayct.com machine up towards the front of the field as Lewandowski runs a little bit wide off of 4. That'll get dicey as the night goes on. Buchberger again has the look down to the inside. Not able to make the move, though, as Lewandowski keeps it. The momentum up. Buchberger really dives it into 3, though. Lewandowski slides wide again off of 4, almost up to the concrete retaining wall at the exit of the corner. He is way to the outside now. Buchberger able to clear off at 2. See if Lewandowski, nope, doesn't even give him the first of the Teddy Christopher bumps into turn number 3 as Tracy Penner is checked out to a 4/10 of a second lead. A little bit deeper back in the field here. Vic Aldrich running in the 9th position. Brent Elmore and Joe Gauthier are in this battle. These guys, again, are going to be right there. Gauthier, great mid-corner speed. Hold up, let's slide a little forward. Jeffrey Stanton now looking inside of Thomas Lewandowski. Talk about how great of a season the guy is having, and, well, maybe the commentator's curse coming out to bite a little bit here, as Stanton really, really sends it off into turn number 3 that time. Able to force Lewandowski up the racetrack. Kind of the definition of short track racing here. As we are already working lap number 20 of 90 here, approaching. Oh, wait, hold up, caution is out. Oh, we've got a big mess towards the front of the field. Looks like Derek Love, Zach Scott Nicky are both going to be involved. Let's take a look. Let's see. Trying to find where we're going to look for the replay here. Let's take a look at the replay and pick up Derek Love. See what happened here towards the front of the field. Oh, one car goes around and Love gets piled into the inside wall. Oh, what a tough break for D-Love. We talked about this with some of the drivers in the pre-race. The fact that Derek Love has been wrecked every which possible way. And it looks like it may have been trouble for Derek Watson was the issue there. Let's take a look. See if we can see what happened here. Pick up the number 20 Geico machine of Derek Watson. The front end already torn off of that race car. Well, we don't see it that lap. We'll keep following him around here for one more, because we will be going back to green fairly shortly here. Oh, he just clips the outside wall. Grabbed the brakes as quickly as he could, but unfortunately not fast enough to keep D-Love from running into a big problem. And he will be out of this race. Derek's so frustrated, he's already out of the Discord. Let's see if we can't bring up James Watson here. We'll kind of get his view of what happened there. James, it looked like the lap car bouncing it off the wall, and quite frankly, there's just the timing was really terrible for you guys there.
Gonna be that big of a problem, but just kind of kept sliding down. It wasn't his fault, you know. You could tell he was holding the brakes. He was doing everything he needed to. It was just one of those unfortunate things where brakes can only do so much to stop inertia. So Derek just mistimed it, and I almost followed him into that too.
Yeah, well, good luck here as we get ready to go back to green flag racing. James, we appreciate you coming up into the booth here with us. Ed McCullen, I don't disagree here as the green flag comes back out. Oh, man, another great restart for Josh Bautista. D-Love might want to consider an exorcist. You are not lying there. James Watson now up to the third position. He's going to have Brandon Buckberger all over the tail end of that race car. And let's get a tight shot here on Buckberger. There's already some right front damage to that machine. Buckberger again inside of Watson. Man, that's going to be tight off of two. Oh, they almost make contact. Great battle between Buckberger and Watson. Jeffrey Stanton thought about tucking it inside. Oh, man. Maybe a little bit of right side romance there from Brandon Buckberger. Trouble on the racetrack for Jason Steinhurst, and we are under the caution one more time. Let's take a look here and see if we can see what happened to Jason Steinhurst. Just a little bit loose on corner exit. Car loops around, comes to a stop down on the inside, and kind of a no harm, no foul spin there from Steinhurst. So he will tuck back in to the tail end of the field. At this point, Derek Love out of the race. Also, let's see, Derek Watson looks like he is out of the race. Seth Burciaga and Josh Tharp did not even start this one. They will take a big I-rating hit for those guys. Derek Love, we're not even going to talk about. His 72.70, as it stands right now, could lose 137 I-rating points. Oh, that hurts. Biggest I-rating gain on the night will belong to Josh Bautista. Tentatively looks like he could gain 63. So now the race at the 1/3 mark, lap number 31 of 90 going up on the scoreboard. Have to say a huge thank you to the birthday boy here, Mr. Bizzle. He will be picking up the slack for me the rest of this week. He will have the call of the Sim Racers Club from Richmond tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, round number 11 of 12 for their summer series. And Oval Week at Phoenix for the U.S. Open wheel cars, round 11 of 12 for those iRacing official series, both the USF 2000 and the Indy Pro 2000. And they are headed off to Phoenix, I believe it is. The first original OG Phoenix layout. So as the field cycles behind the iRacing safety car, lights are still on, so they're going to do at least one more lap. So now the lights are out, and we are going to get ready to go back to green flag racing here. Field making their way off of turn number 2. Tracy Petter leading Josh Bautista, James Watson, Brandon Buckberger, and Jeffrey Stanton, the top 5. Thomas Lewandowski runs 6, followed by Joe Gauthier in the 7th position. He's your hard charger of the race. Up 5 positions thus far as green flag is back in the air. We are underway, and Zach Skotnicki having the dive on Vic Aldrich into turn number 1. He's going to get that pass completed. Joe Gauthier thought about making the move on Thomas Lewandowski. There was just nothing there, though. Jeffrey Stanton out within a car length or so of Brandon Buckberger as Lewandowski is holding that high line. Wonder if he's doing some tire saving, and we might see that car come to life in the second half of this race. because he's not even making an effort to get to the bottom. He does through turns 3 and 4 that time. Oh, man, Buckberger. Big moment off the corner. Jeffrey Stanton can have the look outside into 1. Buckberger able to slam the door closed, though. Oh, but here's Stanton. He gets a great run off at 2. Looks inside, has to back out. Buckberger slides up the racetrack. And it's going to be Jeffrey Stanton that time by the start-finish line. So Stanton able to pass him. Now here comes Lewandowski. Lewandowski really had to get on the biters. Man, great corner speed, though. Good Lord, he made up 4 car lengths. Right in the middle of turns 3 and 4. You wonder if the damage to the number 4 machine isn't starting to come into play a little bit here. Slide back out to the wider look here is the gap between Stanton and Buckberger is now up to 9/10 of a second, and the rest of the field starting to close in. Let's pick up Brent Elmore and Zach Scott-Nicky as they battle through turns 1 and 2. Scott-Nicky has to tuck back up in line, kind of backs the corner up a little bit on the entry as Jeffrey Stanton gets around James Watson for position number 3. That pass easily made into turn 3 that time by Stanton. Zach Evans coming around Vic Aldrich. Oh, we've got big trouble in turn 3. Ben Carswell's going to be involved. We've got a yard sale. Drivers meeting, turn 3. I'm counting at least 5 cars involved. Oh, man, what? The pace car just comes flying through. Oh, my goodness. That is a mess. In turn 3, let's take a look, see if we can see what happened there, because that was a mess. Let's see. Let's pick this one up, and then we'll find Ben Carswell here. Oh, Carswell just clips the wall. A huge hit from the 14, and then the ARCA brakes are in full effect. Finally, the field's starting to get woed up. Tough break there for Ben Carswell. Just a little scrape on the outside wall. And there you see it. We have got a line of race cars piled up on pit lane. So now at the halfway point, under the caution for what, the 5th time tonight, I guess? 4th time tonight? When we talked to some of the drivers in the pre-race, the discussion was this was either going to be a fantastically clean race or an absolute dumpster fire. The first half is dangerously treading towards dumpster fire. My goodness, Ed McCullen. Ben's got a new name. He helicopters well. Yeah, I don't think these guys are having a great time out here. Let's see if we can't bring up Mr. Shadow Jesus up into the booth with us here. And Ben, I'll tell you what, just a tiny little scrape on the outside wall, and all of a sudden all hell was breaking loose.
Yeah, the walls are like magnets or something. I don't know. I just barely caught it, and it flipped me up and around, and then Jacob hit me, and I went more up and more around.
Yeah, Ed McCullen says you helicopters well.
Yeah. It was up there.
Yeah, well,
for the night.
Yeah, I would say so. Tough break there, Ben. But thank you very much. We appreciate you coming to join us up here in the booth. as the green flag goes back out on the racetrack at lap number 47. Buckberger having to look inside of Watson into one. He's not going to be able to make anything happen there. In fact, Thomas Lewandowski may get a pretty decent run down the back straightaway, as we are down to 14 cars remaining on the racetrack right now. Correct me, we have 15. Robert Reynolds is out there again, but he is 7 laps behind the race leaders. Joe Gauthier putting up a heck of a fight. So Zach Scott Nicky on Brent Elmore. Top 3 all going to be nose to tail off the corner. Watson and Buckberger really nose to tail. Buckberger looks inside, has to back out of it. Watson able to run a little bit higher, but does not open up the gap down the front straightaway. Jeffrey Stanton is a man on a mission. He comes around Josh Batista outside of turns 1 and 2. Puts Stanton up to the second position as we work lap number 51. Watson able to clear Buckberger off of 4. Lewandowski has a fantastic view of this battle. Let's take a look and go on board with your points leader. Oh man, now he's going to get the look. Oh, there's almost contact. Wow, what a fight between Watson and Buckberger. Man, you hear him working the throttle, feathering it off the corner so he doesn't run over Buckberger. Watch the hands. Oh, Lewandowski scrapes the wall entering 3. You can see it. He's getting those hands back to almost right hand down. That's not the way you want to be on the ovals. My goodness. As Buckberger and Watson continue to run side by side, Buckberger tries to shove Watson way up the racetrack in 3. Man, that has brought a whole pile of cars into this race, too. Buckberger, Watson, Lewandowski, Scott Nicky, Gauthier, even Brent and Brian Elmore. Zach Evans is right there, too. That is that entire pack of cars. So Buckberger able to clear Watson. Now here comes Lewandowski looking to the outside. He's made that high line work all night. Really high, wide, and handsome through 1 and 2 that time. Watson defending off the inside lane. Oh, man. Lewandowski is so close to that outside wall. This battle is good, and the fight for the lead is starting to close up. Jeffrey Stanton within 0.4 of a second now. As we are working lap number 60, it'll be 2/3 of this race complete. As we see Derek Watson getting back onto the racetrack, 44 laps down. But a lot of positions to pick up. He could get as high as 15th if he can keep that car clean. Lewandowski battling with Scott Nicky as the gap at the front, well, I thought had settled at about 0.4, but man, great corner that time for Jeffrey Stanton. He cuts it down to within now 0.3 of a second. Let's take a look here at your race leaders. Interesting to watch where the time gets made and where it gets lost. Tracy Petter able to really open the gap up off the corner. Jeffrey Stanton dives it big into the corners. He is the king of the late breakers in both the Silver Crowns and the sprint cars. But that gap now down right about 0.2 of a second. Call it a car length and a half past the start-finish line. Knocking on wood here, but the second half of this race is going from dumpster fire to clean and extravagantly spectacular. Stanton's got a hold right there. Petter hasn't really been pushed overly hard at this point in the race. Leaders trying to get around the lap car at Derek Watson. Both are able to come through. Oh, Josh Batista gets hung up a little bit, though, through 3 and 4. Able to pick the time back up into turn number 1 as now they're coming up on the 19 of Robert Reynolds. Reynolds stays wide through 3 and 4. Stanton tries to get the run with the high exit. Almost diamonding off the corner a little bit. Reynolds stays clear for Batista, so the top 3 will get through cleanly as we're coming around to complete a very nice lap 69. What is Stanton going to be able to do with Tracy Petter? The rest of the battles throughout the field, a little bit over 0.3 of a second or more. So we're going to stay right here with the race leaders, at least for the time being. As we are down to 20 laps to go here at Myrtle Beach. A crime they sold this place to developers. What a fantastic little short track. Little bit more lap traffic just up ahead for the race leaders. Lap car very kindly getting out of the way up to the high side of the racetrack through 1 and 2. The gap's now back to, well, about 0.2 of a second here. We call it a car length and a half, about 3 car lengths that time by the start-finish line. As we are going to be down to 15 laps to go. And, well, let's take a look here as Brandon Buchberger is going to have to deal with James Watson. Watson, same deal, about a car length and a half back that time. Jeffrey Stanton now falling back to about 0.4 of a second back. May have burnt the tires up trying to get caught up to the race leader. So the lap cars make their way through. Hard charge of the race now belongs to the number 9 is Zach Evans. The Me-Fine machine up 6 positions to run in the 11th position. With some of the other incidents, a little bit less pain for Derek Love. The iRating drop looks like only 146 right now. Jeez. Here comes Watson, the battle for the 4th position. He's going to look inside of Buchberger. No, yeah, just able to clear him off at turn number 2. Holds the inside line as Buchberger really sails it off into 3. Oh, they almost make contact exiting turn number 4. Great battle between Watson and Buchberger. They've been doing this for the entire race. As we are down to now 10 laps to go as your leaders cross the start-finish line. Josh Batista actually starting to make up a little bit of ground, I think, on Jeffrey Stanton. It's Buchberger able to clear at the line, but Watson Fighting back through 1 and 2. Thomas Lewandowski just not able to make any ground up on these guys. Buckberger slides wide through 3 and 4, but he's going to get the position cleared. That time by the start-finish line. The gap at the front, Tracy Petter now by 3/4 of a second, pushing almost 9/10 of a second now over Jeffrey Stanton. But Josh Batista not able to make up much ground either. Oh, but caution is out. Yellow flag is on the racetrack. Possibly some trouble for Derek Watson. Let's see here. Exiting pit lane. And this is a really nasty pit exit. You basically have to run the flat apron part of the racetrack. Keep the car really slow down on the apron, and that may have actually been what triggered the caution flag. Because no incident there for Reynolds, but now with 5 to go, we have got a fight on our hands. Let's bring up Jeffrey Stanton into the booth for a quick word. And Jeffrey, I'll tell you what, the car looked really, really sporty, but did you use up too much of the tires trying to get caught up to Tracy?
Could you repeat that? I had something in my background.
Oh, say, did you use up too much of the stuff trying to catch Tracy?
I hope not. I don't know for certain now. It's a little loose off 4, but I'm just so tight in that it's hard to really make a move where I want to make a move. I like running this outside here, but we'll see what happens here in this restart. I don't know if I got anything for Tracy or not, but we'll try.
All right, buddy. Good luck. Thank you for putting on a fantastic show for us so far. And a little bit of damage on that race car as well. That's a bit surprising. Able to see Jeffrey Stanton keep up here. I mean, aerodynamics are not exactly a big thing with these race cars anyway. But definitely a little bit of left front damage there on Jeffrey Stanton's machine. As we are going to be down to now 3 laps to go at the start-finish line. Looks like, trying to see, I think the lights may still be on the iRacing safety car here. Yeah, lights are still on. So we're going to go at least one more lap. We could get a green and white flag together, unless the race is going to go to overtime. Keep a look at the pace car. Lights are out. Lap number 89 of 90 is what we're seeing scored right now. The timing tower says 3 to go. I don't know that this is going to be an overtime finish here, though. Tracy Petter has control of the field, and it may be a green and white flag together. Petter jumps on the gas. Green flag is back out. Here's Batista looking inside of Stanton. We're seeing lap 90 of 90 on the scoreboard. And caution is out. Yellow flag is out. Trouble for Jason Steinhurst. Oh my goodness. Timing and scoring now showing final lap. Larry Page checking in the comments. This place is much better as condos. Would hate to be anyone in this race right now. Oh, so much hate. And there it is. Checkered flag is out. This race is over. Tracy Petter gets the win, leading 90 of the 91 completed laps. Pulls the car down onto pit lane. Oh my goodness, so anticlimactic there. Tough for this race not to finish under green flag conditions, but there is your race winner, Tracy Petter. He's going to pull it right down there into box number 1, and out of the car he goes. Let's take a look at the results. 91 laps will be the official distance. Tracy Petter getting the win under caution over Jeffrey Stanton and Josh Batista. Brandon Buckberger, James Watson complete the top 5. Thomas Lewandowski, Zach Scott-Nicky, Joe Gauthier, Brent Elmore, Brian Elmore completing the top 10. Positions 11 through 20, Zach Evans, Jason Steinhurst, the first car 1 lap down in the 12th position. Steve Costley finishing 13th. 14th to Aaron Eads. Robert Reynolds rounding out those top 15. Derek Watson, Vic Aldrich, Ben Carswell, Jacob Dunn, and Scott Holder back through 20th. There we mentioned Derek Watson. He was well down the field, but by getting the car back on the racetrack, able to make up a ton of ground and pass a bunch of cars. That's going to be good for the I rating. And quite frankly, the point standings. Derek Love going out early in this race, the first car out of the race in the 21st position. Seth Burciaga and Josh Tharp did not take the green flag here this evening. An absolutely fantastic show tonight, and let's bring in our race winner, Mr. Tracy Petter. And man, I'll tell you what, Tracy, quite frankly, just a fantastic show. Talk us through the night, because your car was really quick. You led 90 and 91 laps. Not much more you could ask for out of a tough place like Myrtle Beach.
Yeah, so if I'm going to be honest, I was honestly on the base. I was trying things earlier to find more speed, and I just couldn't, so I just ran with this, and I just was running my mod line that I normally run, because everybody seemed to be running slightly different of a line than me. Stam got real quick around, like, I think 50 laps it was. He was all over me. I had to do everything to play defense.
Yeah, and that was kind of interesting, because was the thought process coming into your head that you knew he was using the tires up to try to make that ground up? Because if he doesn't burn them up, he was the fastest car on the racetrack. But if he used the tires up, he really wasn't going to have anything for you.
Yeah, I knew with him driving in that deep, over time he was going to heat up the right front. He was going to start getting tight, so I just had to hold him off for as long as I could till his tires started wearing away.
Well, congratulations on the win here tonight. Just continuing quite frankly, a fantastic season. Getting your actually first win of the season,
Yeah.
but fourth top 5 in 7 races, and inside the top 10 in points. Congratulations on it here, as we got 1 week to go. But you got to be looking forward, I would think, a little bit to the next season coming up here. It seems like everybody's had some issues at points.
Yeah, it's been still a fun season, though. Thanks for broadcasting, as always.
Absolutely. Hey, make sure you get all the other sponsor plugs and thank yous in here, too, because that's a pretty race car you got out there.
Yeah, I'll give my shout-outs to Coddle Captures and Race API.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you much. We appreciate you coming up into the booth and hanging out with us here for a couple of minutes. And now we're going to pick up our runner-up finisher tonight here, Mr. Jeffrey Stanton. And man, I'll tell you what, Jeffrey, the Big Evil Designs Napa Auto Parts Rockwell, North Carolina machine was quick, ultimately really driving the car deep into the corners. Could you have had anything for Tracy on that final restart at 1 to go?
Once I spun the tires, that was it. I had nothing else I could do. My best bet was just trying to make it work in traffic there, middle of the race. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, I mean, you gained, let's see here, you gained 5 positions from where you started this race. And quite frankly, there were some great battles early on. Probably hindered you a little bit late in the race, though, with how hard you had to fight James and Brandon and Thomas early in the race.
I wouldn't say that for certain. I felt like I had the car. I couldn't make it happen. My best shot was in traffic there when we were in lap traffic there, and I just didn't time it out right. Then I made an adjustment on my weight jacker, and it was the wrong move and went back the other way after that.
Well, congratulations on a really good run here tonight. Just fantastic season you put together as well here. But before we let you go, make sure you do all the big sponsor plugs and thank yous here.
Yep, I want to thank Napa, Rockwell, Big Evil Designs, everyone else that supports me, and y'all for broadcasting.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you much. We appreciate the shout out there. And now we've got one more interview that we've got to do, and it is with our third place finisher tonight, Mr. Josh Batista. You had a very quick car in practice, qualified up on the front row, and ultimately put it on the podium. I guess we would say not a terrible night for you.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Fairly uneventful night, I'd say. The car kind of, as the race went on, started slowly getting away from me there, but then when those cautions late, especially that last one, it just came alive again. Almost got Jeffrey on the last restart. It was just like half a car length there into 3, and he got me, but...
Yeah, I was going to say, that was a... That one was interesting, quite frankly, because you were so quick on that restart that it was just like, holy cow, he may have a shot here. And then we get that final caution for the slow car up in turn 4. Kind of just absolutely kills you, I would think.
Oh, yeah, that was probably the best restart I got, honestly. I held the foot to the floor, and it stuck, and it went straight, and Jeffrey kind of left the hole open there into 1, so I'm like, I'm taking it. It's 2 to go. I'm going to see what I got. But, yeah, it was unfortunate that car was stopped there in 3 and 4, or whatever happened.
Yeah, that one was, God, heartbreaking. The comments lighting up with some hate for iRacing race control. But I'll tell you what, this was kind of the night you needed here. Brandon coming home in the 4th position. You're going to could gain a little bit of ground in the points. And a runner-up finish is still there, and quite frankly, best in class is still there for the taking.
Yep, I think next week we're at RP for the finale, right?
Next week we're at Pocono next week for the finale.
Oh gosh, okay, that just completely changes things. Great. That's basically just, rolling the dice.
I think we're going to hear a lot of that over the next week or so as you guys get ready to figure that out. But congratulations on the podium here tonight. And before we let you go, do all the big sponsor plugs and thank yous.
Yeah, I got to thank Reem and Jeffrey for painting the car. You guys for putting on the broadcast as always. And we'll see you all next week.
All right, buddy. Congratulations once again. Thank you very much for coming to hang out with us here. And let's check in with the comments here as we go back to the live look. M. McCullen, what is this race control? Yes, I believe what you'll be doing. Hopefully, don't do that. M will be handling the race control duties for the TNT Shock Series when they come back to the NRN airwaves here in just a few weeks. And Zach Evans checking in saying, felt like Indiana Jones missing the lap 43 wreck. There was a handful of y'all that were doing some, quite frankly, some pretty wild stuff to miss that one. But also, huge shout out, Cody Brooks throwing $10 in the super chats. We appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. We always love to see those coming in as well. Put text in it next time, though, so we can get the comment up on the screen. When it's just an emoji, we can't do anything with it. But yeah, time for us, me, I guess, to get the heck on out of here. It's been a great show tonight for the Silver Crowns. If you did not see the Spec Corvette racing from this past weekend at Sebring and Sonoma, find them on our YouTube channel and watch them back. The sounds of those Corvette motors, the LS6s and the LS1s, are glorious. But even more, there was contact, there was great racing, a couple of photo finishes. It was incredible. Watch those back if you get a chance. Coming up on Wednesday night, it'll be the Sim Racers Club heading off to Richmond Raceway for round number 11 of 12 of their summer series. That broadcast will kick off at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, followed up by the U.S. Open Wheel doubleheader. Week 11, it's Oval Week, and they're heading off to Phoenix. Again, Week 11 of their 12-week 2023 Season 3. And those broadcasts will kick off with the Indy Pro 2000s at 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. For everybody here at the National Racing Network that makes these shows happen, thank you very much. We really appreciate everybody. Great photo essay up from our, well, I guess photo editor, Denny Bender. Just a wild crash sequence from Williams Grove this past weekend. You can find that on our website at nationalracingnetwork.com. And happy birthday, Bizzle. We appreciate you coming to hang out and do the shows for us the rest of the week here, as I will be off shooting some super late models at I-34 Speedway out of Missouri. So until I talk to you again next Monday night for the Silver Crown finale from Pocono, for everybody here at NRN, my name is Chris Graham. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we will see you all later. Have a great night, everybody.